Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs, and I'd like to welcome you back to another 5-minute card video. Today I'm going to show you how to use ink cubes, a little bit of water, and an acrylic block to create a really neat background and a beautiful autumn card. I'm going to begin with this acrylic block, and I'm going to start with the color Plum Punch. I'm going to use Plum Punch right across the top of this block. Then I'm going to move to Dusty Rose and just kind of tap some Dusty Rose onto the block. My next color is Tangerine Twist. Then I'm going to use a little bit of Honey Mustard. And then I'm going to finish it up with some Wild Dandelion. Now once I have those colors on my acrylic block, I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Distress Sprayer and I'm going to spritz a little water onto that block. Now I'm going to just give it a second, and you can see how the water is making those colors kind of blend together a little bit. Now I'm going to put this piece of watercolor cardstock down, and I'm going to flip my block over, and I'm going to line it up so that it looks fairly straight, and I'm going to gently press it down. I'm not squishing it too much. I'm kind of allowing the water to do its thing. And once it's kind of grabbed most of that water, then I can go and press down anywhere where I think the paint or the ink hasn't made contact with the paper. Now I'm going to pick this up, and there's a little blob right there of water. I'm just going to tap that up with my piece of paper towel here. And then I'm going to use my Wagner heat tool, and I'm going to dry this. Now I'm going to dry it a little bit from the front, and then as it starts to curl in a little bit, because it will, I'm going to kind of use the heat tool on the back a little bit, trying to keep this piece of cardstock as flat as possible as I go. So every time I see it curl in, I'm going to use it on the back and then back to the front. And that's kind of the longest part of this card project, is just getting that watercolor or ink to dry properly. Now the stamp set I'm going to use today is called Autumn Silhouettes. I'm going to be using a few of the leaves and the greeting, "My heart is filled with gratitude." So I'm going to use some Gina K Designs black ink. This is the black Onyx for the greeting. And I'm going to stamp that greeting first down at the bottom of this card. There we go. My heart is filled with gratitude. Now I'm going to start to add some leaves. So I have this big maple leaf here. I'm going to ink that up with some black Onyx. And I probably should have let this dry just a little bit more, but that's okay. When you do your project, you might want to take 1 more minute than 5 minutes just to make sure that it's completely dry. Okay, so you can see that is already dry up there because I'm not getting any bleed from the ink. Now I'm going to use this leaf next. I'll ink that up, and I'll stamp this one going in this direction. And then I'm going to stamp one more. I'm going to use this leaf. These are all from the Autumn Silhouettes stamp set. And I'm going to stamp that in this empty spot right here. And you can see I kind of took some of the leaf outside of the colored part just to make it a little bit more whimsical. Now I've cut another panel using the plain rectangle from the Master Layouts 2 die set. And then I'm going to adhere these two together. And you definitely want to make sure that you use enough tape for this, because I just ran out of some, because it is a little warped. So by adding a little bit of extra tape, you'll keep it nice and straight. And then this whole panel is going to go on top of my Honey Mustard card base. And here's a card that I had made a little bit earlier on Instagram, and you can see what the finished card project looks like. Well, I hope you enjoyed this 5-minute card project, and I hope you'll give this technique a try. And I'll be back with more live videos and more 5-minute card projects and techniques very soon. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day. Bye-bye.